Sri Venkateshwara Swamy vratam. I have personally experienced the fulfillment of my wishes through this vratam, and I encourage you to have faith in the Lord and perform it. You will certainly witness a positive transformation in your life. If feasible, consider donating food to the less fortunate after completing the vratam. The Sri Venkateshwara vratam is a simple religious observance that can be carried out with relative ease. The process involves offerings or pujas to the deity Sri Venkateshwara and chanting of prayers as detailed in Hindu tradition. Traditional methods usually include lighting lamps, offering flowers, incense, food items and breaking coconuts as part of the offering. This ritual helps invoke the blessings of the divine Lord Vishnu, who is considered a manifestation of Lord Sri Venkateshwara. Vratam guidelines. Sri Venkateshwara vratam can be performed by anyone irrespective of their religion, caste or creed. It is not mandatory that only married couples should perform this vratam. Any individual, irrespective of their marital status, can perform it. Also, a wife can do independently and husband can also do independently or both together. Widowed men and women too can read the vratam without any hesitation whatsoever. One can read the 5 stories any time of the day and feel relaxed. Purity of mind is important. Many elderly people read the 5 stories every day. There is no restriction on the number of times the vratam is to be performed. It is simply an individual's choice. Some perform it for 7 Saturdays, some for 21 Saturdays, some at stretch for 21 days. Some read it every Ekadasi, 11th day of lunar month, and Purnima, full moon, day. You can simply read it whenever you feel like reading it. If you are planning to do it for fulfillment of any particular wish, read the 5 stories and offer some fruits or any freshly prepared sweet or even a glass of fresh milk or a spoon of sugar as Naivedyam. If you have time, read the 3 Ashtadharams too, namely Sri Venkateshwara Ashtotharam, Sri Mahalakshmi Ashtotharam and Sri Padmavati Ashtotharam. Nowadays, Sri Venkateshwara vratam is being performed regularly in many temples too by devotees. And many devotees are performing it en masse in groups also. In such cases, one can perform the vratam and all others can listen to the stories. It also amounts to each devotee performing the vratam. Many devotees always carry the book with them wherever they go. They firmly believe that merely keeping the book brings them good fortune. It is as though Lord Srinivasa is himself with them. Lord Srinivasa says, he himself will come in some form to take prasad if we read it with complete faith and devotion. He may come in the form of an unexpected guest, or as an animal, or as a bird, or as an insect and take prasad himself. It has been the experience of millions of devotees that Lord Sri Venkateshwara visiting their house in some form to take prasad himself. Procedure. Sri Venkateshwara vratam can be performed in 2 methods. First method is elaborate and normally requires the assistance of a priest. The second method is simple and any individual can do it herself in less than 20 minutes. It is customary in many Indian families to perform the vratam in the first method on auspicious occasions like marriages, housewarming, starting a new business, joining a new job, naming a newborn baby, upanayanam etc. In fact, many devotees perform the vratam in simple. Sri Venkateshwara vratam is the simplest and easiest way to get blessings of Lord Sri Venkateshwara in Kali Yuga. Whatever you wish, it will be fulfilled immediately after performing this vratam. Blessed by Lord Sri Venkateshwara to a devotee Vishwapati, it is very easy to perform. It can be performed by anyone, at any time. One will get rid of financial problems, health problems and get peace of mind by performing this most sacred vratam. Sri Venkateshwara Vrata First Chapter. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, blessed by Lord Srimanarayan himself. Once upon a time on an auspicious day, at Tirumala, the Bhuloka Vakuntha, Lord Sri Venkateshwara, also known as Srinivasa, the Kaliyuga avatara of Lord Sriman Narayana, blessed a devotee by name, Vishwapati, to write and popularize Sri Venkateshwara vratam under his aegis. In the words of Lord, O my dear devotee Vishwapati, I am going to describe a special vratam to you.
This vratam is very dear to me. It is very easy to perform. People born in this Kali Yuga are facing great difficulties as a result of their previous births as well as this birth's karmas. Among these people, some of my devotees pray to me to relieve them of their hardships. They undertake all kinds of travails to reach Tirumala to seek my darshan. I love my devotees very much.
I take every such devotee into my fold who completely surrenders herself unto me and follows the path of dharma in her life. The vratam that I am about to describe to you shall become popular as Sri Venkateshwara vrata kalpam. This vratam is very dear to me. Whosoever performs this vratam with faith and devotion would immediately get rid of all of her miseries. This vratam can be performed by anyone and everyone at any place. Performing during the auspicious months of Margazira, Magha, Kartika months of Hindu lunar calendar or the tithis of Purnima, Panchami, Saptami, Ekadasi or the days with Sravana, Swati nakshatras would give maximum and immediate results. The result and outcome would be manifold. I am very much aware of the various adversities faced by my devotees in this Kali Yuga. To overcome these difficulties, be they financial, career, health or business or even to secure mental peace, one can perform this vratam. One can also perform this vratam before any auspicious function in their homes like marriages, housewarming etc. The function will go on smoothly without any hurdles by performing this powerful vratam. They would be blessed with prosperity and happiness. One can perform Sri Venkateshwara vratam either in the morning or evening. The vratam contains 5 chapters. All the chapters have to be read with utmost devotion. One can perform the vratam at their own house or rented premises or in a temple or at any holy place or even on the banks of any river. It is advisable to invite your friends and relatives for this vratam. This vratam shall bestow good health, happiness, prosperity to devotees who perform the vratam and to those who attend and take the prasadam. In the olden days, many Maharshis who were my very dear devotees, performed this vratam and had obtained my divine grace. People in Kali Yuga who perform the vratam with full faith and devotion would surely be blessed with prosperity and happiness. If one performs this vratam with total concentration, the results would be optimum. This vratam is very easy to perform. I know your difficulties and limitations in this Kali Yuga. The benefit of performing this vratam would be equivalent to that of performing penance, or a big yajna or yaga of the earlier yugas. Before starting the vratam, one has to thoroughly clean the area chosen to perform the vratam. Arrange a mantapam and install my photo along with my consorts, Sri Devi and Bhudevi. If one cannot get such a photo, one can keep a photo of mine alone too. The mantapam can be arranged against a wall. One can also keep photos of other gods, goddesses of their choice. Meditate upon all the Navagrahas and Ashtadikpalakas or invoke them at the beginning of the puja. Or pray to them in one's mind for the successful completion of the vratam. Pray and worship Lord Ganesha, made from turmeric, at the onset of puja. One can also perform this vratam in a simpler way. I understand the limitations of people in Kali Yuga. That is why I am telling you a much easier way. Devotees who cannot afford to do it in an elaborate way can do it all alone by meditating upon me by keeping my photo. Meditate on Lord Ganesha, Navagrahas, Ashtadikpalakas. Just close eyes and pray all those gods for a while. Then devotees can just read the 5 stories and offer any fruit or sugar, jaggery or any sweet as navedya to me and then take it as my prasadam. Performing in a simple way also would lead to fulfilling of one's wish. All the miseries would be resolved. One would be blessed with prosperity. I personally shall come in some form or other to take the prasadam myself wherever this vratam is being performed with full faith and devotion. My blessings would always be there with the devotees. In this manner, Bhagavan himself described the process of Sri Venkateshwara vratam to a devotee named Timaraju Vishwapati Ramakrishna Murthy, Vishwapati. He blessed this powerful vratam procedure to his dear devotee Vishwapati on Tirumala, his favorite abode. We, the people born in Kali Yuga, should perform this vratam whenever possible, to seek the divine blessings of Lord Sri Venkateshwara. We shall not only overcome all our troubles after performing the vratam but would also live peacefully throughout our lives. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. End of first chapter. Krishna Kannaya Kalyana Nidhai Nidhai Dhinam Sri Venkat Nivasai Srinivasai Mangalam. Second chapter, Sri Vishwamitra Uvacha, blessed by sage Vishwamitra. This chapter is blessed to us by one of the greatest sages, Brahmarshi Vishwamitra. In the words of the Maharshi Vishwamitra himself, dear people of Kali Yuga, beloved devotees of Srinivasa, Sri Venkateshwara vrata kalpam, which is being performed by you all, is divine and highly sacred. It is very powerful. It is easiest of means to obtain Lord Srinivasa's mercy in this Kali Yuga. During the olden days, innumerable people performed this sacred vratam and obtained Sri Srinivasa's blessings for fulfillment of their wishes. Let us all bow to Lord Sri Venkateshwara Swamy for blessing us with such a simple and easy to perform vratam. Saying so, Sri Vishwamitra continued, long ago, there lived a beloved devotee of Sri Venkateshwara Swamy in the kingdom of Magadha by name Vishuchitta. He had 9 daughters. Though he was a great scholar, he lived in extreme poverty. His wife, Tharamati, was always engrossed in prayer and devotion to Lord Srimanarayan. At times, Vishuchitta earned a meager sum of money as a purohit at weddings, and with great difficulty, the couple could provide 2 meals a day for the entire family. All the daughters grew to marriageable age. Tharamati, their mother, was always worried about their marriage. She, however, continued to pray to Lord Srinivasa, and days passed by. Dear devotees of Srinivasa, as we all know, Lord Srinivasa always protects his devotees who surrender themselves to him. On the auspicious day of Magha Purnami, early in the morning, an old Brahman knocked on the door of Vishuchitta's house. He said, "O Brahman, I am coming from Vanga kingdom. I am going to participate in a yaga at a different city and happen to pass through your kingdom. Could you kindly allow me to stay at your house for the night? I would leave early in the morning." Vishuchitta readily agreed to the old Brahman's wish and said, "Swami, I am very fortunate. As per the Puranas, a guest has to be considered as the Lord Srimanarayan himself. Kindly stay at our house without any hesitation." Saying so, he took the old Brahman inside his house and followed the customary way of treating any guest. In the afternoon, after having food, the old Brahman addressed Tharamati and asked, "Mother, why are you looking worried? What is your problem? Don't hesitate to tell me." Tharamati replied, "Swami, you appear to be a very devout person. Your divinity is equivalent to that of Lord Sri Venkateshwara. Why should I hesitate? I am deeply worried about my daughter's marriages." Hearing her words, the old Brahman smiled and said, "Mother, I understand your pain. I will tell you a miraculous vratam which will help you overcome all your problems. As soon as you perform the vratam, all your troubles would vanish. Sri Venkateshwara vratam is very easy to perform." Saying so, he explained the Sri Venkateshwara vratam procedure to the couple. Vishuchitta with excitement said, "Swami, I am very happy. What more blessing can we ask for? Why should we wait for more time? There is a saying that all good deeds should be done at the earliest. Today is Magha Purnima, very auspicious day. We will perform the Sri Venkateshwara vratam that you explained today itself." Saying so, Vishuchitta and Tharamati along with their daughters made all the arrangements and invited all their near and dear ones and performed the vratam in the evening with utmost faith and devotion. All the invitees who attended the vratam took the prasadam and left for their homes. Vishuchitta and Tharamati prostrated at the old Brahman's feet and sought his blessings. The old Brahman also took the tirtham and prasadam and blessed them, saying, "May Lord Srinivasa and Goddess Lakshmi bless you." As it was night and time to sleep, Vishuchitta sadly handed over a torn old blanket to the old Brahman and pleaded, "Swami, as I am a poor man, I am unable to provide a better blanket to you. Please forgive me and make do with this one for the night." The Brahman smiled and asked Vishuchitta not to worry. He said that he would sleep on the veranda of the house. Soon everyone fell asleep. Just before the break of dawn, way past after midnight, there was heavy rain accompanied by thunder and lightning. It was fully dark and nothing was visible. Vishuchitta was worried about the old Brahman's condition, but was helpless as it was completely dark and he couldn't see anything. He along with his family anxiously waited for the break of dawn. By morning, the heavy rain stopped and gave way to light showers. The family rushed out to see the condition of the old Brahman but were in for a surprise. There was no sight of the old Brahman there. Instead of the torn blanket, a yellow silk garment with an idol of smiling Lord Sri Venkateshwara was found there. The couple then understood that it was none other than the Lord Srimanarayan himself who had come in the Brahman's guise. They thought, it is indeed our good fortune, but we could not recognize him. We offered a torn blanket to the Lord. With all these thoughts, they carried the Lord's idol inside the house with great joy. What they found there made them speechless. Their house was transformed into a treasure trove of gold. Stacks of gold and money were all over the place. They realized the power of performing Sri Venkateshwara Swamy vrata kalpam and praised the Lord in many ways. Sage Vishwamitra concluded by saying, "See, the Lord himself came in the guise of a guest. He not only explained the process of the vratam but also ate the prasadam. Lord Sri Venkateshwara is very kind-hearted. Lord will definitely visit his devotees in some form or other if they conduct the vratam with devotion and faith. All of you too perform the vratam to receive the Lord's blessings. Shri Lakshmi Srinivasa Kataksha Siddhirastu. Govinda. 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 End of second chapter. Krishna Kannaya Kalyana Nidhai Nidhai Dhinam Shri Venkat Nivasai Srinivasai Mangalam. Third chapter. Shri Vashishta Uvacha. Blessed by sage Vashishta, with the grace of Supreme Lord Srimanarayan, the great sage Brahmarshi Vashishta blessed us with the third chapter of the powerful and sacred Sri Venkateshwara Vratam. Maharshi Vashishta spoke this: Dear people of Kali Yuga, beloved devotees of Lord Srinivasa, Lord Sri Venkateshwara Swamy, the presiding deity in sacred Tirumala hills in Bhuloka, is none other than Lord Srimanarayan of Vaikuntha himself. The Supreme Lord himself descended on Tirumala hills to be nearer to all mankind as Lord Srinivasa, to help all his devotees overcome the difficulties in their lives. Performing Sri Venkateshwara Vratam is the easiest way of getting blessed with the Lord's enormous grace. Those who perform the Vratam with full faith and devotion would be blessed with ample wealth and prosperity. They will be blessed with all the best things in life. Maharshi Vashishta continued further, long ago, there was a town called Bhagyanagaram in the kingdom of Avanti. As the name suggests, most of the people in the town were very rich and were very proud of their wealth. Because of their egos, they looked down upon the deprived and poor. They always thought that they amassed such wealth solely by their greatness. All the houses and shops were washed away. The rich lost everything and were left only with the clothes on their bodies. Why this sudden calamity? Why such a deluge? No one understood the reason for such a devastation. And then they noticed something very strange. All the huts on the outskirts of the town were intact. They were shocked and couldn't believe their eyes. How come the huts survived the storm? As they stood puzzled, there is a lightning. They heard a divine voice from the sky saying, "You fools! You have faced the consequences of your conceited nature. You are all arrogant and always gave credit to yourselves for your prosperity, and this is the result of it. There is one great devotee of mine by name Devya in one of those huts. The poor man, Devya, undertook the duty of lighting the lamp in the temple of your town every day. In addition, on every Ekadasi, Devya performs Sri Venkateshwara Vrata Kalpam within his means. As a result, Devya and his neighborhood remained safe and were not affected at all by the thunderstorm. If all of you perform the Vratam, you will get back your lost wealth and prosperity." Soon after hearing the divine voice, all of them rushed to the temple. Together they made arrangements for the puja and performed the Vratam collectively. Later on, they found their homes and wealth safe and secure as before. Thereafter, the entire clan of businessmen in that town religiously performed Sri Venkateshwara Vratam on every Ekadasi. They continued to live happily for the rest of their lives and attained moksha in the end. Sri Vashishta Muni thus completed the third story. Govinda, Govinda. Govinda. End of 3rd chapter. Krishna Kannaya Kalyana Nidhai Nidhaidhinam Shri Venkat Nivasai Srinivasai Mangalam. 4th chapter. Shri Bharadvaja Uvacha, blessed by sage Bharadvaja. The 4th chapter of Shri Venkateshwara Vrat Kalpam, which is very dear to Srimanarayan, has been narrated by the great Bharadvaja Maharshi. In Bharadvaja Maharshi's words, dear people of Kali Yuga, beloved devotees of Srimanarayan, Shri Venkateshwara Vratam that you are performing is an amazing vratam. It is the easiest way to fulfill all your wishes. To appease Lord Venkateshwara, this is the most easiest way. In this Kali Yuga, Lord Srimanarayan has descended on Tirumala hills as Sri Srinivasa to bless his devotees. One can set foot on Tirumala and have Swamy's darshan only as a result of one's good karma of several previous births. One gets the thought of performing Shri Venkateshwara Vratam only because of blessings of good deeds done in several earlier births. Else one would not be able to perform this Vratam. One who performs, one who listens to the stories, and the one who at least partakes Srivari Prasadam would experience his immense grace and his innumerable blessings. Once upon a time, there lived a trader named Dhanagupta in Nagri village. He was a miser. No matter how prosperous he became, he remained a miser. He was highly egoistic and felt it his own greatness that he amassed such great wealth. Is it not true that even the mighty fall down one day due to their ego? Dhanagupta's wife, Kantimati, was a very devout woman. The couple had 3 daughters. The youngest daughter Kumari was an ardent devotee of Lord Srinivasa and would always chant his name. Without her father's knowledge, she frequently visited the temple of Lord Venkateshwara to have his darshan. The entire family would eat the prasadam except her father. Kantimati was always worried about her husband's attitude. One day, Kumari went to her friend's house as they were performing Shri Venkateshwara Vrata Kalpam. It was mid-afternoon by the time the vratam was completed. She took the prasadam, packed a small amount of the prasadam for her family and left for her house. As it was very hot, Kumari felt very thirsty on her way home. She remembered that her father's shop was close by and went there to quench her thirst. She, however, did not tell her father about the vratam as she was afraid that he would scold her. After drinking water, she hurriedly left the shop and in her hurry, she forgot the packet of prasadam at the shop itself. Suddenly there was chaos and confusion around the market. There was a big fire and out of fear, people ran here and there screaming loudly. Owing to the severe heat and dry storm, almost all the shops in that area were gutted in the fire. Dhanagupta was completely shaken and thought his shop also would be destroyed. Everyone ran out of the shop, but he remained inside. He knew very well that he might die if he stayed inside and his hands shook out of fear. He didn't feel like leaving the shop and going outside. But he knew that if stays for a few more minutes he would burn alive. In that anxiety he felt some packet touching his hands. Without a second thought, he opened the packet and put the contents of the packet into his mouth and it tasted sweet. Somehow he felt calm and relaxed too. A miracle happened at that instant. The fire stopped at the adjacent shop of Dhanagupta. Not even a small spark fell on his shop. He was utterly amazed and dumbfounded. He thought, what a wonder! What an incredible thing! How did it happen? Meanwhile, word spread around the town about the fire in the market, and in no time, Dhanagupta's family rushed to the spot out of fear. Praying to Shri Venkateshwara, they reached the shop. They were very surprised to see that the fire had stopped just few yards before their shop and that it had gutted all other shops. Then Kumari recollected that she left Shri Venkateshwara Vratam Prasadam packet unknowingly when she came to the shop in the afternoon to have a glass of water. Dhanagupta realized what he ate in anxiety was nothing else but Lord's Prasadam. Kumari told her parents that she attended Shri Venkateshwara Vratam in her friend's house and the packet is nothing other than holiest Prasadam of Shri Venkateshwara Vratam. Dhanagupta realized that because he ate Lord's Prasadam his shop was saved from destruction. He begged the Lord to forgive him. The same evening, he invited everyone in the village and with lot of devotion performed Sri Venkateshwara vrata kalpam. From then on he turned a great devotee of the Lord and spent the rest of his life in service of Swamy and ultimately attained moksha. See how one was saved from a big catastrophe by just consuming the prasadam, that too without knowing it is Lord's sacred prasadam. Sri Venkateshwara vratam is so powerful. Whenever feasible, all of you should perform Sri Venkateshwara vratam and get Lord Sri Srinivasa's blessings. Saying so, Maharshi Bharadwaja concluded the 4th chapter. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. End of 4th chapter. Krishna Kannaya Kalyana Nidhaya Nidhaya Dhinam Sri Venkat Nivasai Srinivasai Mangalam. 5th chapter. Shri Atri Uvacha, blessed by Maharshi Atri, Tirumala Tirupati is the Bhuloka Vakuntha. According to the Puranas, there is no place in this universe that is as sacred as Tirumala. There is no other Supreme Lord equal to Sri Venkateshwara Swamy either in the past or in the present or will in the future. Sriman who descended on the sacred Tirumala hills as Srinivasa loves his devotees very much. He takes care of all devotees who surrender to him completely and pray to him every day and who follow the path of righteousness. Performing Sri Venkateshwara Vrata Kalpam is the easiest way to seek the grace of the Supreme Lord. The great Maharshi Atri narrated the 5th chapter of this amazing Vratam in the following manner. Dear beloved devotees of Srinivasa, you are lucky to be born in Kali Yuga. The people of Krita, Treta and Dwapara Yugas had to perform severe penance and do great yagnas and yagas to get Lord Sriman Narayana's blessings. But in Kali Yuga, mere chanting of Sri Srinivasa's name brings fruitful results. One has to call him with utmost devotion and the next minute, he stands by the devotee's side. Such an epitome of compassion is Lord Srinivasa. Every stone in Tirumala Kshetra is a saligramam, sacred stone of Vishnu. Every single step taken on this sacred hill is the result of good deeds, punya, several births. In olden days, there lived a washerman called Mithrudu in Kumara kingdom. He was a man of righteousness and would do charity with his earnings in addition to carrying out his duties as a washerman. As he was handicapped, he used to worry a lot. Due to his physical disability, it was difficult for him to carry loads of washed clothes to deliver in every house. Added to this, he had a big family. He could make ends meet with great difficulty. However, he prayed to Lord Srinivasa every day and believed that one day the Lord would shower his grace on him. Lord Sriman Narayan knew of Mithrudu's hard life, and also the faith he posed in him. No matter how great a devotee is, one has to pay for one's karma of previous births. Once we overcome it, then the Lord comes in some form to relieve us from our miseries. On one evening, Mithrudu was returning to the village with a load of washed clothes and was finding it very difficult to walk. On the way, he met an old Brahmin. Due to his spiritual nature, he immediately put down his load of clothes on the ground and greeted the Brahmin by folding his hands. Seeing his plight, the Brahmin said, "O son, you are facing a lot of problems with this disability. I feel sorry for your plight." Mithrudu prayed saying, "Swami, you seem to be a great person. I am forced to work despite my disability for the sake of my large family. Can you suggest a way to overcome my disability?" The Brahmin replied, "Son, I am more than willing to help. Please listen carefully. Not only your lameness will be gone, but you will also be blessed with prosperity by performing a vratam. You will receive 1,000 gold coins as soon as you complete the vratam. There is one condition. You have to give me half of the coins. I will meet you tomorrow here at the same time." Mithrudu was very happy and prayed, "Swami, I am very fortunate. I will perform the sacred vratam today itself. Please tell me the procedure." The Brahmin explained in detail Sri Venkateshwara vratam to Mithrudu. With great fervor, Mithrudu returned home and narrated the whole story to his wife. They invited their neighbors, performed the vratam, ate the prasadam and distributed it to everyone. As soon as they finished the vratam, they could hear some commotion outside their house. Mitrudu's son ran inside and said, "Father, the royal guards have come. The king has sent gifts to you." The royal guards came in and said that the king had appointed Mitrudu as the royal washerman and that he had sent 1,000 coins as a gift, and that he should join duty in the palace within a week. Mitrudu's joy knew no bounds. He couldn't wait even for a day and started for the palace the following day with bag and baggage. In this happiness, he completely forgot about his promise to the old Brahmin. However, on his way to the palace, when he remembered the promise, he thought he could meet the old Brahmin in a month's time. He joined the royal palace as a washerman and forgot all about the old Brahmin. Days and months passed by. Lord Srimanarayan, who had taken the form of the old Brahmin, was angry with Mitrudu. Bhagavan thought that this is typical of human nature and wanted to teach him a lesson. As a result, the next day, the queen's jewelry was lost and Mitrudu was alleged as the thief. Mitrudu was imprisoned and put behind bars. He was tortured by the prison guards in various ways. Mitrudu was deeply disturbed over the happening. He did not know why this allegation fell on him. Then Sri Srinivasa came in his dream and told that it was he himself who had come in the form of the old Brahmin, and that Mitrudu had to undergo the suffering, because he forgot about the promise he made when he appeared before him as old Brahmin. Immediately Mitrudu prayed, "Swamy, I am a sinner. I did not keep my promise. I forgot you when I got good money. Please pardon me. From now on, I will perform the vratam every month. Until my death, I will offer half of my earnings to you." The compassionate Lord was pleased and immediately pardoned him. As a result of the Lord's grace, the queen's jewelry was found elsewhere. The king realized that Mitrudu was innocent and hence released him from the jail. From then on, Mitrudu performed Sri Venkateshwara vratam every month and offered half of his monthly earnings to the Lord. He spent the rest of his life happily and in the end attained mukti. Thus Maharshi Atri ended the fifth story of Sri Venkateshwara vratam. As a result of the Lord's grace, the queen's jewelry was found elsewhere. The king realized that Mitrudu was innocent and hence released him from the jail. From then on, Mitrudu performed Sri Venkateshwara vratam every month and offered half of his monthly earnings to the Lord. He spent the rest of his life happily and in the end attained mukti. Thus Maharshi Atri ended the fifth story of Sri Venkateshwara vratam. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. End of 5th chapter. Krishna Kannaya Kalyana Nidhai Nidhai Shri Venkat Nivasai Srinivasai Mangalam. Sarvam Shri Venkateshwarapanamastu Samasthe Sanmangalani Bhavantu Sarvejana Sukhini Bhavantu. End of Sri Venkateshwara vrata kalpam. I have created this video for you. Consider yourself fortunate for watching it, as Lord Venkateshwara Swamy wants you to perform this vratam. If you are unable to do so, at least listen to it daily, and you will experience a positive change in your life. For more wonderful videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.